This is Carcon Carne, presented by Alex Ross Art. Alex Ross, legendary comic creator, truly one of the best. His photorealistic way of painting DC characters, Marvel characters, heroes and villains, makes it look like these are real people you might encounter walking the streets of Libertyville, Illinois, maybe. Alex Ross has a YouTube channel. He'd like you to subscribe, and here's Alex to tell you about that.
Hi, this is Alex Ross. I appreciate you guys supporting our YouTube, and we create new content every week. I hope you will continue to support us, and please subscribe.
It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
And I can't believe I'm here in Ike Reilly's studio.
This is Studio A. This is Studio A.
This is Studio A in the bucolic suburb of Libertyville, Illinois.
Yep.
An undisclosed location in Libertyville.
It is undisclosed.
I love this. Ike Reilly is my guest. Ike Reilly, a returning favorite, one of my favorite songwriters, period. Not just local, one of my favorites.
Thank you, James.
I was looking, you've got set lists posted all around Studio A.
We do.
Girls in the Back Room, probably my favorite.
Really?
My favorite happy ending reference in music.
Yeah,
I didn't get to finish my sentence.
I never thought people listened to the words.
That's one of my favorite things about you, Ike Reilly.
I know, but I know for you, but you're a literary fan.
I'm a lyric fan, and I love your turns of phrase. The main reason why I'm here, you are performing as part of Music for Mars, Liquid Soul, Mars Williams. You've worked with Mars Williams, saxophonist, a hero to the local music scene. You've worked with him for years, and this benefit is happening at Metro. It is happening on Saturday the
25th.
Thank you, the 25th. Let's see, the Joe Marcinek Band and Jesse De La Pena, Richard Butler, Zachary Alford, and Rich Good of the Psychedelic Furs, who Mars has played with for a very long time, Jeff Coffin of the Dave Matthews Band, Richard Fortus of GNR, and you, Ike Reilly, coming together.
With my whole band.
With your whole band.
And we'll kick off the show at 8 o'clock with a short set. And, I do anything I could do to help my buddy Mars,
So I was reading about this. The Reader covered it. The Tribune covered it. Mars Williams, again, a tremendously talented musician, diagnosed last year with ampullary cancer, which occurs when a tumor develops near a person's pancreas and bile duct. It's brutal stuff.
Yeah.
Brutal cancer. So his friends, his colleagues, and collaborators are coming together. Proceeds to benefit the Mars Williams Medical Treatment Cancer Fund. Let's talk about Mars Williams. Let's talk about what he means to you. I mean, you've played with him as Ike Reilly Community 9, through like the modern day. He's been a part of your music.
He has. When I had, knew two chords and was just starting to, write songs, I don't really even remember where I met Mars, but I asked him to play with me, and he said yes, and he had already been really successful. I think he was in the Furs at the time.
And the Waitresses.
I mean, not to mention his avant-garde jazz stuff. He was played with Hal Russell, the NRG Ensemble. This is way out there music. He's a crazy, crazy talented player. And the first gig he did with us, I don't remember exactly where it was, but we, the Furs, they used to wear I don't know, they maybe still do kind of Three Musketeers kind of uniforms. And I said, hey, Mars, you want to come blow with us? And he said, yeah. And, we were kind of T-shirt, work boot guys then. And he showed up in his full-blown Psychedelic Furs outfit with the hat and the leather pants and the flowing, collar. But as you get to know him, he was Chicago through and through, his father was the mayor of Franklin Park for a while.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. In fact, when his father died, I went to that funeral, and he and Ken Vandermark did a beautiful call and response thing at the church that was really, really cool, because his father used to speak to a hummingbird, I think, playfully and to honor him, they did that. But I was on tour with the band in 1991, and Mars was in our van, and he had one of those little TVs with the rabbit ears.
Yes.
We thought that was really cool, and we pulled over on I-80 and got up on the roof of our van to watch the Bulls win their first
That's
championship.
amazing.
Because he and I were both, we are both still big Bulls fans.
Well, and I mean, talk about wish fulfillment in his career when Liquid Soul took off in the 90s.
It was great.
I mean, the Bulls were coming to see those shows
Yep.
at Elbow Room and eventually
Double Door.
Yeah.
Every Sunday night, yeah. And was it Monday night? I don't know.
It was the 90s. That was so long ago, right?
But Mars has played, I think I would say 1 or 2 tracks on every record I've ever made. And you know, the last time we played on stage together was a couple summers ago. We did a all-ages show right up the street here in Libertyville, you know, 600 kids. And you know, he blows people away with his power and his squeaks and his just really innovative style of saxophone. I mean, he's the last guy that's going to play Clarence Clemens solo.
It's funny you should say that. I interviewed Mars a couple years ago on this podcast, and we talked about where do you even start with Mars Williams. I tried to cover everything, but you can't. And he talked about how he's worked with so many different musicians, and he's always been able to be himself on those recordings. Like, he's not a sax for hire. Like, he's not playing Clarence Clemens, like you said. Everyone who's had him on a track has brought him on to be Mars Williams and bring that style and sensibility. And I'm assuming that's the case with all your Ike Reilly recordings.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, there have been times when I've said, "Can you help me arrange some horn parts?" And but the stuff that I like is the whacked out shit, you know. And but you know, I mean, I will say this: my friendship and love for him, it goes way beyond just his talent. You know, we sit and talk about, you know, everything, and he's funny as shit, and you know, we've gone down some irreverent roads, and but I've always loved him, always admired him, and I'm happy to be able to play to help him. Yeah.
What's nice to see, and nice is such a soft word for this, it's wonderful to see people coming together. Like, this is what a music community is all about, right?
Yeah, and I hope the people that have, you know, I mean, he's played with in so many different genres. You know, I hope people up there on the north side turn out and help him out. You know, it'll be fun. He's given so much joy musically, not just to people, you know, anonymously. You know, I mean, that's not the right term. People that don't know him personally have still reaped the benefits of his talent. And if you care about, you know, people and musicians who are in the trenches, you come out and support that kind of thing.
By the way, the sax on Heartbeat by Psychedelic Furs, talk about an indelible.
That's a solo, man.
It is.
I mean, and yeah, I mean, he's got solos on Billy Idol tunes.
Yes.
And you know, you just don't know, you know, where. But I'd have to check out his discography. Can you? Discography sometime.
So as you're doing a short set, obviously lots of talent on that stage on the 25th at Metro for the Mars Williams benefit. Are you picking songs that are that have an emotional tie or direct connection to Mars?
I am. One is a song I wrote called "The Healing Side of the Night," which is, you know, it personifies cancer as a criminal, you know, and it is a wish that you know, you heal, and so that's a song that we'll be playing, and we'll be playing a song called "Put a Little Love in It," which
I love that song.
Yeah, and then we're gonna play a couple rave ups too. A song called "Fuck the Good Old Days," and
From your most recent album.
Yep.
One of my favorites from that album.
thank you, and then a song "Living in the Wrong Time." So yeah, they were, you know, there's certain songs that I couldn't really play with my friend being ill. It would be hard to play, but this "Healing Side of the Night" is a sentiment that I wish for anybody that's battling cancer.
Thinking about Mars Williams and thinking about your music, from Guns on the Roof to the acid jazz, was that a Liquid Soul reference?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think I was trying to make some connection from the Clash to, I think, just musical influences or people that I was, I'm no genius. If I see something right then, it'll go down. Working on a song and Mars goes, "Oh, acid jazz."
That's perfect. And of course, do you remember the nights when we danced to the tunes of DJ Jesse de la Pena, which we will again on the 25th?
Yeah, I guess I should have played that too, but yeah, people think people far away don't know that that's a real human being. But I'm looking forward to seeing the great DJ Jesse de la Pena.
And again, the accomplishments of Mars Williams. Here's a guy whose band, Liquid Soul, that became such an important export from Chicago in the 90s and early 21st century. Got to open for Sting in Central Park. I mean, what a list of accomplishments for this guy.
Yeah, I mean, when I first went to New York with Mars, he had already been living there, and it was the first time I was playing there in like 1989 or 90. And I mean, he knew every. There were a lot of holes in the wall that he disappeared into. But yeah, I know this gig. Yeah, he's a wonderful guy.
Mars Williams, like you, Ike Reilly, Midwestern guys. I could make the case, you could probably make the case, that either of you could have moved for a coast at some point in your career or uprooted from the Midwest. The Midwest is part of your identity, for sure. Would you say it's also part of Mars's?
I don't know. He's had such an international career. But if you talk to him and you stripped him out of his, if you took him out of the rock and roll, I'm not going to say it's a facade because it's truly him, and you put him in a UPS uniform with his accent,
if you take him out of the Three Musketeers suit and put him in a pair of Crocs.
I don't see him in Crocs. I've never seen a guy. He's always looking cool,
Yeah.
I think some writer wrote, he's earned the right to wear his sunglasses inside,
Oh, yes.
And he has.
Well, again, Music for Mars. This is happening at Metro on the 25th. Proceeds benefit, as we all know, medical treatment is astronomical. So I know they set a goal. They've since exceeded it, and that's the minimum. Like, it's really important to contribute to this. It really helps a great deal. And again, the star power on the stage at Metro, people whose lives Mars has touched, coming together to support one on their own. I think this is a really wonderful thing you're doing.
Well, I didn't organize it. Ron Haynes from Liquid Soul and that whole crew did, but I'm sure happy to be there for my buddy.
Awesome. Again, Metro, please be there. Please support what everyone's doing to help Mars Williams. All right. That said, Ike Reilly, we're sitting here in your studio. Before I leave, let's quickly cover what's going on with Ike Reilly, because we're recording this right before Thanksgiving.
Right.
Which means you're about to hit the road. You're going to...
I'm going to be playing in Milwaukee, but on November 21st, which is Tuesday.
Shank Hall.
Yep. But I'm excited and amazed that I'll be playing with my band for the 20th time.
That's amazing.
On Thanksgiving Eve at the legendary First Avenue in Minneapolis, and it's a testament to my band and to the connection that we've made with fans outside our hometown.
That feels great.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
And then we get a full Ike Reilly set here in Chicago, Lincoln Hall on the 22nd.
On the 22nd, and then I don't know when this airs, but when it...
Before you hit the road, before Milwaukee.
Okay, because we'll be doing from Studio A. I do a family live stream about there's no regular time, but we'll be doing one this Saturday, which is November 18th.
My goal is to have this finished by then.
Yeah, get to work, and you'll see this incredible set. That's my mother, actually.
She looks fantastic.
Yeah, that was 1949. I found that under the stairs of her house, put it up to make fun of her. She told me, take it down. I said, why? And then now it's become all...
I kind of love that. That's Reilly lore, really.
Yeah, that is, yeah. It is. It's that, after the world ends and all the digital media is destroyed, there'll be that painting in some alley somewhere.
I think you'll appreciate this because I know you go to some dark places. I often think about the end of the world, probably more so over the past 10 years than any other time. I realize I am ill-equipped for the apocalypse. I'm not handy. I can't grow things. I'm kind of screwed.
Well, you are.
Yeah, I mean, you can dig graves.
But what will the currency be, I don't know.
I want to be the one who digs graves.
Okay. You know what is crazy, though? All this digital media, will be gone.
Yes.
I mean, so we still need to chisel things into rock somewhere.
Yeah, my life, my goal of being an influencer, dusted.
I mean, I got arrested for painting on the Everett Road overpass. I might go, chisel.
Wait, you really were arrested?
Yeah, long time ago.
Again, lots of shows coming up. The really important one we're talking about today is the Mars Williams benefit happening at Metro. Because the Angels is the most recent.
Yep, and we have a ton of new music.
That's my next question.
That will be, my first album, Salesmen and Racists, is going to be released and announced soon on vinyl. And it will be because it was a long record.
Yeah.
It's on 2 vinyl.
Are you putting it out?
It's going to be a limited release buying. It cost me so much money.
I was going to say, you got the rights.
I had to buy it from Universal for a limited amount, astronomical licensing fee, just criminals. But so there'll be a limited run of them with, there's an original Salesmen and Racists poster. There's an original proof sheet from a photo shoot. There's an original 3-song radio sampler, which you probably have seen in your life. There is also my bandmate Tommy O'Donnell produced and rearranged 4 incredibly strange and charming versions of. One is of Last Time, one is of Hip Hop Thighs, one is New Year's Eve, and one is Kami Drives a Nova, done in entirely different genres. And that will be included. So there'll be
I'm super excited about this. I had no idea this was coming. This is news to me.
Yeah. In fact, it was pressed in the Czech Republic. They sent I don't know why, they sent my test pressings, and I had to send them back. But I got the new ones, and they sound really great. And so I'm excited about that. They haven't given us a time when it'll be released, but it should be very soon. It'll be announced.
So my 20+ year dream of having Hail Hail, Crave, and Last Time on vinyl is becoming reality.
It sure is, yeah.
That really is exciting to me.
It is. It was really cool to get that test pressing and hear it, and it's funny the things I was writing about. The record sounds great. And I'm not embarrassed.
Nor should you be. As an album opener, Last Time, would you have done that again?
I wouldn't even have put that song on the record. From a business standpoint, I wrote that song after we had a deal, and they heard it and they made it our lead track. And if people don't know, the opening line is Last Time I Couldn't Make You Come. And the A&R guy said to me, that's our first single. And I was like, I don't know much about the music industry, but it seems like a bad idea. And you know what? I was right. But I like the song and I like the sentiment. Mm-hmm. It probably should have been buried down the way a little bit.
All right, Ike Reilly, love you. Thank you for doing this.
I love you too, James. Thanks.